Okay, testing 1, 2, 3. I'm going to do a short recording to explain a little bit of how the system works. Blueprints. So first things first, we can create a blueprint dirt patch, which is a grid system. Basically, I can control how big or how small I want it to be. This is all I want. Then from there, I can create a dirt line system. So the dirt line system is a curve system, some randomization, scaling, so I can control the pieces that I want and add in new points, and also control those to fill in the bottom, change the scale, the rotation. Oops. As I said, I haven't used instance meshes yet. I'm just static meshes for now, just for building sake. I can change the scale to be a bit bigger or smaller. Scale of the width of these things, and I can also, on top of that, everything has a seed. So if I don't like it, change it anything I want. Alright, also I can change the distance between the pieces, make them smaller or even more dense. And there we go. So dirt ground like that. So I don't have I also now have from there, I've got an erosion system. Now I can like run a pile of erosion, for example. These also have a seed with some rocks, shapes of the sleet height, sleet scale. I can use this to create whatever I want. Also have some rocks as well, I can move around. These are more eroded rocks. From there I have a large sleet system. So this sleet system is a lot larger than the other ones. I have a system randomized on position or as by seed. I can use a pile of sleet here, like a ramp. Control the body scale and seed for whatever piece I want. Use this one and change the height. Okay, so one of my pieces. In the future, hopefully I have a better scattering system developed. And from there we have a grass curve patch. So the grass curve patch is basically two curves to define a blanket of grass patches. I guess you could. For example, this is the base corner, and here like that. You can use this over there, and it will create like a floaty grid I can use to control how I want to instance. Obviously, it needs a bit more randomization. So degrees is a bit better. So I can use this to quickly populate grass on top of grids. Then from that, we just put it back a bit. I have a grass edge system. So the grass edge system is basically a system to just show how it works. Shit. Oh, there's a big jet. Sorry about that. Close to this time of night happens. Alright, so here I have there's like a seam or edge, I guess you could say, of grass. You can use however you want to decorate the edge, because naturally grass overgrows edges of cliffs, for example, and the grass kind of holds the edge of the cliff how you would to be. You can use another spline with some guide arrows to help you kind of throw in some bushy grass on the edge here, so that you can decorate the edge wherever you want nice and quickly. All of these has a little bit of dithering, so you can use that to kind of work that through. Alright, so after that we also have the same system for grass grids, which is except this one doesn't have like the bending, but it works the same as a dirt patch. You can use that and dream seed and change stations of different things. Whoops. Okay, so we got that sorted. And then from there we have the hero landscape system, which worked on. So this is like a really massive asset, which is just made out of all the pieces practically, which is still a work in progress, but basically getting worked on. And after that we've got the pillars. So now I have, so the way pillars work is if I want this pillar to be different, I can just change the seed and it will randomly generate. And if I want it to be shorter, I can say top level, nope. Middle level, nope. Do I want sleep? Nope. And I can like tell it to be, you know, as many it's 3 pieces right now. I can turn off the slate or add the slate and work it from there based on the seed. And so there's my cliffs. And then from there I've got the road systems. If I need some more tiles, for example, I can add tiles manually and I can randomize them based on a seed. I also have a block line system. So if I have, oops, problem with these is you can't rotate them right now. So the block line is basically another line that you can use to create edges here. Rotate this around. As you can see, it's the seed is based on a random number. You can like throw in bricks however I need them. Rotation. But this, it's good to like have a point A and then point B, and then from there just add a spline point, tune it to however. And you can also has an ability for like changing the brick sizes a little bit, also changing the density, also the width and everything that you need of these bricks customized, so that you can like decorate borders of well. And on top of that, we also have the rock tile pack or seed, which we to like landscape texture. Its own seed thing that you quickly use. Then from there, another blueprint is the rocks blueprint. Basically, just a rock with a seed or random placement rock. You can move it around and it would just randomly generate. I haven't managed to make it less jittery, but basically, whatever you want, make it random. We also have root system. So there's one called edge line, flat line, and hang line. So edges line is basically where you take edge, just delete this middle. So I just make sure this is A, there is B. So basically it takes the top edge, it's like a hanging edge I could say of roots. So the hanging edge of roots is kind of decorating cliffs and things like that over the edges. So as its controls, it has its seed as well, density, change the scale pressed to 2, for example. And you can also randomize the location a bit more. And to custom scale, the X, Y, Z rotation could be like more extreme than crazy, I could say. And that's the hanging version. If you have, like, for example, here in this cliff, want some hanging roots from the roof up there, you can use the hanging line. So the hanging line is basically, you have a concept of a downward pitch. You can change it to like 90, I suppose, 90 degrees. It is now pointing downwards. It has the same controls as the other one. Make it or change the custom scale and make them nice big. Change the rotation of the rotation. Change the random Z rotation as well. Maybe that's a bit too much. And you can start changing the random location to like 2 meters, and then from there you can change the distance at the edges. Whoops, which is like the density, right? So smaller numbers is more dense. And then from there you can change the seed to whatever you want, and you have a quick hanging root system you can start controlling with the curve point. A little bit. Move this one in. Okay. Move this one in as well. So it's a bit big actually, so let me just tone it down. Bring that point over here. So this one has, because of the roll, things are a little bit different. Than would be nice by gravity, but don't know how to do that with blueprints. So there's that system. We throw in some roots quickly, and then on top of that, finally we have some just slope chunks. So these are like just basic static meshes with nothing else. So I could use this huge piece of dirt and start decorating it however I want. Ideally, you'll be able to scatter your foliage on top of this. Use your rocks and move them around the place and all that. So for example, just grab another rock here to get bigger, duplicate it, whoops, Control C, move it up, just stop that, just speed it a little bit, move it in, and go, rotate it if I need it. Cool, it's all good. And then I can use, it's pretty much, it's an idea like make another hang line. Better defaults to be 90 degrees. Then, so that's it. That's basically what I have for now. The other things that I have are basically landscape textures. So if I go into the game, generate everything, there we go. Right, so you basically have a rough tile ground like this, which is like broken stone. It is grass geometry. And then there's like this, as I showed you earlier, the path curve. Then we have a tiled ground. And then we have this rough ground has some grass instances going along with it. On top of that, we have the separate static meshes of each root type. There are 5 of them. The dirt clumps, there are 3 of them. The rocks, the dirt rocks, there are about 7 of them. Then there's the pile of dirts, which has like 5 different piles or something like that. And then on top of that, we have the sleet texture, where there are 2 types. There's the dense version, which is over here, which is a little bit more dense, and then we have the light version, which got dirt over dirt. Both of them have a scatter of rocks and rubble piles, which can, on high angles, not look great like this, so you can manually move the instance. Then they work well with like these sleet and rubble piles. Okay. Then on top of that, we have, with the blueprint that I showed you, you have the rubble rocks, which are a lot more eroded. Looks like they've fallen off the cliff and been eroded down. So that's cool. So that's the system of, oh, here's the more dense erosion. So that's the other new landscape textures. On top of that, that's basically the new pack. Just a bunch of new rocks, lots of blueprint systems. These dirt cliff pieces that need to be decorated, and there we go. So thanks for listening, and I hope you enjoy this new pack. Run through the revision, let me know what you would like to be improved. I do plan to continue compressing the images and textures. Most of them are in 2K, a lot of them in 4K need to be optimized, and the blueprint systems need to be optimized too, to be instanced static meshes and not actual static meshes. And then from there would be a little bit be complete. Also, I am trying to investigate on a system to scatter and finish creating this hero asset, which is basically controlling or setting up how this works. And there are a couple of texture bugs to fix. Other than that, the pack is practically done. I just need to touch up some finer details. Thanks for your time.